A great donut is worth its weight in gold. A bad one tastes like regret and sadness. To help steer you toward the best donuts out there, we did the legwork, and here are popular chains ranked in order from worst to best. Back in early 2019, Dunkin Donuts officially changed its name to just Dunkin. While they still sell donuts, it's obviously no longer their focus. If you want to see for yourself, take a bite of one of their boring donuts, and you'll see why they decided to drop the donuts from their name. Compared to other donut chains around the country, Dunkin' simply can't compete. Their offerings are yawn-inducing. Not everything about the restaurant's offerings is underwhelming. Dunkin' boasts some really delicious drinks, and their affordable muffins are so yummy you should try them while you're still in the land of the living. Donuts not being high on the priority list for Dunkin' isn't new. As it turns out, CSP Daily News says that donuts only account for about 8% of their sales. As time goes on, expect that number to drop even further because there's really no good reason to order their donuts. They are utterly forgettable.
Best part of my day is when I'm at Dunkin'. Think that's sad?
Yes, very.
Real customers know the holidays run on Dunkin'.
Once upon a time, disparaging Tim Hortons out loud was enough to start a fistfight with any Canadian within earshot. Back in those good old days, the only thing better than the coffee at Tim Hortons were their scrumptious donuts. Tragically, those days are now gone. Even Canadians agree that the quality of the coffee chain is going downhill at a rapid rate, contributing to the overall decline of Tim Hortons. Many believe that things started getting worse in 2014 when the company that owns Burger King purchased Tim Hortons and began cutting corners. Whatever the truth may be, it's plain as day that this legendary chain no longer is what it used to be. These days, your best bet is to avoid this chain entirely. Although their donuts are a little bit better than those you can find at Dunkin', they have a limited variety, and there's no longer anything special about the taste. Don't let nostalgia fool you into thinking Tim Hortons is worthy of a visit. Times have changed. Yum Yum Donuts has been around for nearly 50 years and has more than 50 locations. Despite all of their experience, it's not difficult to stumble upon negative reviews for this West Coast donut chain. Multiple customers claim this place sells old donuts, which is definitely a problem for anyone with working taste buds. To make matters worse, donuts from Yum Yum Donuts aren't all that good even if you get your hands on a fresh one. The flavors are limited and the texture is often too mushy. With the possibility that you'll receive old donuts, there's a good chance that you'll be saying yuck yuck after your first bite of a Yum Yum purchase. The only good thing about this donut chain is that most locations are open 24 hours a day. Then again, perhaps you'd be better off waiting for a superior donut place to open rather than settling for what very likely would be a substandard experience. The donuts at Legendary Donuts look, well, legendary. These beautiful treats might be more aesthetically pleasing than any other donuts in the industry. Just take a look next time you're in a Legendary Donuts restaurant and you'll surely agree that they're jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Sadly, the beauty of their donuts is only skin deep. Once you shove one of these deep-fried treats into your mouth, you'll soon realize that lamentable fact. The donuts on the Legendary Donuts menu are often dry and tend to fall apart in your hands. What you think will be a beautiful moment will soon turn into a crummy situation. In fact, some of their offerings are so powdery that they are difficult to eat. If you spend any time in New England, there's a good chance that you know all about Honeydew Donuts. This chain has 145 locations in New England that each sells an impressive variety of donuts. While it's possible for you to be happy after visiting Honeydew Donuts, you should know that you're taking a bit of a risk. The donuts at this place are frequently very hit or miss. Sometimes you'll believe that you found a fantastic donut dispensary. Other times you'll be convinced that you were robbed of your cash by an overrated donut shop. To give yourself a better chance of getting a good donut from Honeydew Donuts, show up early. It appears that the quality of their treats takes a nosedive not long after they open their doors in the morning. Though this strategy isn't guaranteed to work, it will give you better odds of your gamble paying off with a glorious sweet dessert. Unlike Honeydew Donuts, you know what you're getting at Daylight Donuts. No matter which of their more than 400 locations that you travel to, you can rest assured that your next donut from this chain will taste just like the last donut you bought from them. Daylight Donuts definitely deserves a round of applause for their consistency. Unfortunately, that consistency from donut to donut is both a blessing and a curse. While your taste buds will know what to expect, the truth is that their donuts just aren't that notable. The quality you can expect at this donut chain is basically the same as what you'd find at any supermarket or corner store in the country that sells similar treats. It's highly questionable whether it's worth going out of your way to visit this chain when so many others shine. You won't be too disappointed, but neither will you be wowed. If you want a well-dressed donut that will undoubtedly please your eyeballs, the Dapper Doughnut is definitely up for the job. The donuts on the Dapper Doughnut menu all look stunning and are popping with flavor. However, there's one caveat that you need to know before you visit. Dapper Doughnut treats are really small. Even if you're prepared to be underwhelmed, the size of these donuts will still be a shock to your senses. Sure, size isn't everything when it comes to donuts, but it is rather annoying that you need about a dozen of these bad boys to fill up. If you make the mistake of ordering one or two, you'll likely be even hungrier than when you arrived at the Dapper Doughnut. That said, if your order is large enough, you'll be more than satisfied by their donuts.
There's only one word for that, Magister. Scrum-diddly-umptious.
The donuts at LaMar's Donuts and Coffee are the first donuts on this list that are safely above average and won't let you down. So it's no wonder they've also got a long history that can be traced all the way back to 1933. Today, they have more than 24 locations. There's no catch with their donuts. They have a wide array of goodies that you can order with confidence. If you don't know what to pick, go with the Ray's Original Glazed, or if you're a chocolate lover, the Ray's Chocolate Iced Original. Both of these are sure to thrill your taste buds. Two things hold LaMar's Donuts and Coffee back from being even higher on this list. First of all, though the flavor is sublime, the texture of their donuts could use improvement. Secondly, the coffee at this donut chain is, frankly, gross. If you pair your morning donut with a cup of coffee, you might want to go somewhere else. If you want big, filling donuts, Winchell's Donut House could be your home away from home. Not only are their donuts large in stature, but ordering a dozen donuts at this chain will result in you getting 2 extra goodies. When a dozen or a baker's dozen of 13 won't satiate your hunger, opt for the Winchell's Donut House dozen of 14 hefty donuts. Size-wise, not only are Winchell's girthy donuts impressive, but so is their menu of many options. If you can dream it, you can probably find that exact donut on their lengthy menu. The only downside to the donuts at this place is that some people find Winchell's offerings are too sweet. But on the other hand, if your sweet tooth rules your life, Winchell's Donut House is sure to satisfy your palate.
My favorite person is the Donut Lord. Protector of this town and defender of all creatures big and small.
Five Daughters Bakery is an up-and-coming donut chain that has a really bright future. As time passes, expect this chain to only climb higher on this list. Right now, they only have 6 locations, with 4 in Tennessee and 2 in Georgia. However, that relatively small footprint hasn't stopped celebrities like Reese Witherspoon from taking note of their spectacular donuts. While all the donuts at Five Daughters Bakery are worthy of their price tag, it's their 100-layer donuts that steal the show. These majestic desserts are like the love child of a donut and a croissant. They taste even better than what you're probably imagining. While all the flavors are great, if you demand the best of the best, then try the purest, glazed with vanilla bean icing. As long as you avoid the gimmicky flavors, the donuts you can get at Voodoo Doughnut are top-notch. For example, you likely don't want to order the Voodoo Bubble Doughnut that comes with a piece of bubblegum on top, or the Oh Captain My Captain that's covered with Cap'n Crunch. Those donuts are just weird. That said, a majority of their goodies are really, really good. Though you want to avoid the gimmicks, that doesn't mean you can't have fun when ordering at Voodoo Doughnut. They make a menu item called the Maple Blazer Blunt Donut. Don't worry, it's legal in all 50 states, that has maple frosting, cinnamon sugar, and red sprinkles that will surely give your taste buds a sugar high. Don't fret, animal lovers, as Duck Donuts promises that it is actually named after a city in North Carolina, not the waterfowl. Thankfully, this means you don't have to worry about any feathers appearing in your donuts. The only thing you'll find in their donuts is a whole lot of yumminess. When you go to Duck Donuts, you could pick one of their featured donuts or opt for one of their ever-popular fan favorites. However, unless you want to take the easy way out, what you actually should do is customize your own made-to-order donut, a unique feature of this chain. You first pick a coating, such as powdered sugar, cinnamon sugar, or strawberry icing. Next, you select a topping like shredded coconut, graham cracker, or rainbow sprinkles. Finally, you add a drizzle on top of your creation, such as marshmallow or hot fudge. If you don't absolutely adore the resulting donut, you only have yourself to blame. If you prefer your donuts to be extra thick and hearty enough to fill you to the brim for half a day, go to Shipley Do-Nuts. This donut chain, which is based in Texas but can now be found in 7 states, launched shortly after the Great Depression, and according to Shipley Do-Nuts itself, initially sold a dozen donuts for only 5 cents. While their prices have increased, their bevy of satisfied customers isn't complaining. If you have a Texas-sized hunger, you can't go wrong with the chain's apple fritter. This thing is huge and oh so scrumptious. After you finish swallowing every last morsel, you'll be licking your fingers until every last drop of icing is gone. While you might have to travel a far distance to visit a top Pot Doughnuts, their goodies are so phenomenal that it's definitely worth going the extra mile. At their locations, which can be found in the Pacific Northwest and in Texas, you'll encounter magnificently beautiful donuts overflowing with an incalculable amount of flavor. You will be convinced that Top Pot Doughnuts has mastered the art of the donut after your first bite. The options at this donut chain are always changing, which is actually a good thing. Each time you go to this chain, there will be more than 40 varieties available on the Top Pot Doughnuts menu. Seasonal favorites include the Eggnog Cake Donut, the Peppermint Snowdrift, and the Pumpkin Old Fashioned, which is so good that President Barack Obama himself deemed it addictive, according to the Top Pot blog. Sure, Krispy Kreme isn't the hippest donut shop in the country. It seems like every man, woman, and child has eaten and enjoyed at least one Krispy Kreme donut in their lifetime. While you won't get any hipster cred by proclaiming that Krispy Kreme is the cream of the donut crop, you'll be telling the truth. They're the best donut chain out there. It's not even that close. Walk into a Krispy Kreme and the first thing you'll notice is the fantastic smell of their donuts. That is just a hint of what's to come. If you're one of the few souls who hasn't tried one of their donuts, begin with their simple but legendary Original Glazed. Though it may look unassuming, it's part of the reason why Krispy Kreme is one of the most delicious donut chains you can find anywhere in the world. Its melt-in-your-mouth goodness is euphoric. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more mashed videos about your favorite restaurant chains are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.